The time of the gentlelady has expired. Gentleman from Wisconsin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Let me begin by reading the special counsel regulations by which you were appointed. It reads, quote, at the conclusion of the special counsel's work, he or she shall provide the Attorney General with a confidential report explaining the prosecution or declinations decisions reached by the special counsel. That correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when a regulation uses the word shall provide, does it mean that the individual is in fact obligated to provide what's being demanded by the regulation or statute, meaning you don't have any wiggle room, right?
I'd have to look more closely at the statute.
Well, I just read it to you. Okay. Now, volume 2, page 1, your report boldly states we determined not to make a traditional prosecutorial judgment. Is that correct?
I'm trying to find that citation, Congressman.
Director, could you speak more directly into the microphone, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, it's volume 2, page...
Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry.
Yes, volume 2, page 1. It said we determined not to make a traditional prosecutorial judgment.
Yes.
That's right at the beginning. Now, since you decided under the OLC opinion that you couldn't prosecute a sitting president, meaning President Trump, why did we have all of this investigation of President Trump that the other side is talking about when you knew that you weren't going to prosecute him?
Well, you don't know where the investigation is going to lie, and the OLC opinion itself says that you can continue the investigation even though you are not going to indict the president. Okay,
well, if you're not going to indict the president, then you just continue fishing, and that's my observation. Sure.
I'm confident that the Republican Congressman Jim Sensenbrenner thought that he was outsmarting Special Counsel Bob Mueller. But instead, in that clip that you just saw, he literally makes the case why it is incumbent upon the Congress to impeach President Donald Trump. Bob Mueller's investigation did not exonerate Donald Trump. We see that. He said that several times in the proceedings today. But what it did do was outline all the evidence and present the evidence to Congress so that Congress can make the political decision to impeach the president. And Sensenbrenner, in his attempt to make it seem as though this investigation was futile, actually made the case why it is so critically important that Congress upholds its responsibility as outlined in the Constitution. The president is not above the law. The investigation did not exonerate him, and because of the limitations of Bob Mueller and the Department of Justice, he could not go as far as to indict the president. But our hands are not tied there as Americans, right? In Sensenbrenner's mind, I guess this means that that the president should go without any type of punishment or any type of accountability. But there is accountability built into our political system, and that accountability is impeachment, and that's why impeachment proceedings need to start right away. He made the case better than anyone else, albeit he was trying to outsmart Bob Mueller. He outsmarted himself and made the case for all of America to see that we need to impeach Donald J. Trump.